Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to do a quick, simple, easy, casual tutorial on kind of my current everyday makeup. I haven't really shared a lot of my favorite products in a while, and I've kind of been doing things differently lately. I wasn't really intending on filming right now, but I'm getting ready to film a different video, so I was like, why not? I'm filming a lot of things in the past couple of days because I'm just enjoying it. So I figured, what the heck, why not? Let's just film a makeup tutorial. If you don't have clips like this, you need to get some because they're so nice when you do your makeup or whatever. I'm somebody who always does my hair before my makeup. I have like a really weird reasoning for it, but in the morning when I get ready, I like to do my skincare, and then I feel like I can do my hair and it gives my skincare some time to soak in, but I'm not really just like waiting to get ready to do my makeup. So I just like do my hair first. So I just clip my hair back like this, and they don't dump my hair or ruin my hair at all. So actually today, right now in this moment, it's not morning and I didn't just do my skincare. So because it's been quite a few hours since I did my skincare, I'm going to use my First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. If you've seen probably any of my makeup videos before, you know I am obsessed with this product and I've used it for years, but I just don't always use it all the time anymore because I feel like I pretty much get what I need from my skincare, which is kind of the point. I feel like primers are super overrated, but I like to keep this around for days like this. If I do my skincare in the morning and I'm not doing my makeup until later, I just like to give my skin like a little refresh on the moisture. Another product I've been really loving is the Smashbox Primer Oil. I have super dry skin, so for me, I love this, and it is an oil, but it does sit nicely under makeup. Like, it doesn't make you feel too greasy. That's just for the days that I'm super dry, and I'm not super dry today. It's starting to kind of be a little bit warmer outside. So, but in the dead of the winter when it's really bad, that product was like my life. And the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, my whole label just rubbed off. Each letter individually just slowly came off. But this has been a product I've been using pretty regularly lately. I've loved it for a while, but it was kind of something I was always forgetting about, not using all the time, but lately I've been using the absolute crap out of it. So I love it. So I'm just going to blend that in with my sponge. My personal favorite sponge is the e.l.f. one that looks like this. I don't remember what it's called. Total Complexion or something, like a really general name. They have a bunch of different ones, but this is the only one that I've tried and I love it so much. It's like $5 or $6, and to me, it's really just as good as the Beauty Blender. I don't really like the Real Techniques one. The texture of it isn't my favorite. And now that I found this, I feel like I'll never buy a real Beauty Blender again. I was really hardcore OG Beauty Blender for a long time because even though a lot of other sponges were good, I didn't feel like they were as good, but this one I feel like is. So a foundation I've been loving, and this one's actually still pretty new to me, but I just find myself reaching for it over and over and over again, is the Sephora Best Skin Ever. I don't like to work off of my hand, so I always keep a metal palette around. So I just do a couple pumps and I put it on with a Beauty Blender. I personally, if you're curious, mine is in the color 33N. This is a pretty tan shade, but I usually have on some sort of self-tanner or spray tan. I find that this color works really well for me, as you can see. Yeah, so this foundation is pretty lightweight. It's not, I think they claim it to be a buildable medium coverage. Yeah, you can put it on super sheer. My biggest tell for foundation coverages is this little spot right here, because it's hard, that spot is hard to cover. So if something covers that, then I know it's full coverage. So I would say this is a medium coverage. It's not full, but it's not super light. You can definitely put it on a little bit more sheer. It just has the perfect finish. It's not super dewy and it's not super dry. Like it's kind of the perfect in the middle where it really is like a skin texture, and I love that because sometimes I don't want to be like a grease ball, you know, like I don't want to look like I'm oily, but I also want to look glowy, so I feel like it's a perfect hybrid. Of course, I have that Charlotte Tilbury on underneath, but maybe you can see more like down here the texture of it a little bit. It just has just like a natural look to it. Like it really just looks like your skin, so I love that. My favorite concealer ever, the only one honestly, this is the only concealer I own. I think I did a makeup purge a while ago and I got rid of like everything because I was like, why would I keep it when I just use Born This Way? So I have a bunch of different colors. Okay, this one is in the shade Golden. As you can see, it like pretty much matches that foundation perfectly. So I'm gonna use this really lightly on just spots I want to conceal, just those ones, that's it. I often use Natural Beige for my face spot concealing. That color's pretty tan as well. So for under my eyes, I'm going to use Light Beige. So this is to do a little bit of highlighting. I've been trying to keep it a little bit more low key with my concealer and kind of just like dotting it like that. So I'm just dragging it onto my eyelids a little bit. I'm being careful. I do have lash extensions right now. I don't normally keep eyelash extensions on all the time, but I've been traveling, so I've just been keeping them on in between my 2 vacations so I can just kind of like maintain my my lashes just for the next couple weeks, and then I'll probably get rid of them again. I do love them, but I also like putting on lashes, and I like taking a break and wearing no eye makeup sometimes. So I also have the shade Porcelain that I use a lot, and I'm actually going to use it a tiny bit right now. The shade's super, super light. So what I will do is take a little tiny concealer brush, like a rounded one, and just take it off of the wand and just do like really strategic highlighting. I get really careful around my eyes because of like my eye creases. I don't want it to get too creasy, but I also, there's just some areas I want to just kind of pull out right here. And I like to hit like my outer corner really good to kind of give like that lift. And then I'll go back in with my sponge to kind of just blend it all together. Then just doing the same thing, I will take it up my nose. I'll do just like a couple dots here, a couple dots here, just to highlight. Nothing too serious, but I just like to bring a little bit of light back to my face. Even though I like the look of being tan, I like the look of also being 3-dimensional. Okay, so I'm just gonna pat my creases out and set with powder. So I'm a little bit torn in the powder department, not gonna lie. This is not my favorite powder ever, but it kind of just does the trick, and I don't use much powder lately. Even though I am dry, I typically set my whole face because I like everything to be set when I go in with powder products just so they blend better. But I just like keep grabbing for this, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. This is in the shade 1 Fair, and I just set just around my eyes just so it doesn't crease. But I've been kind of using cream products lately, which I'll show you, which again, even though I'm a dry girl, I've just always really liked, sometimes I'll do like this and like here so I don't get like shiny, but not always. So even though I have dry skin, I've always leaned towards powder products just because I feel like they just work so easy, they work well, they last, like all that kind of good stuff. But I have found quite a few cream products that I've been enjoying, and maybe it's just me wanting summer so bad that I just keep reaching for the cream products. I also like that I feel like my whole makeup just goes by faster because I'm not setting everything with powder. It doesn't really last that long because it is cream, and then like obviously if you put on a mask or touch your face or anything like that, it just like instantly comes off. So for bronzer / contour, I use the Huda Beauty, this is called the Tan Tour, so it's a good hybrid. Mine is in the shade Light. Guys, beware with this product. If you get it, like it's dark, like the light, and this is tan for me right now, so the light is pretty dark. When I bought it, I was like, I'm definitely, see, look at that. I was like, I'm definitely gonna get the medium, but then when I actually saw it, I was like, oh no, I should definitely get the light. The good thing about it is it blends out really easily, And I always use it with this e.l.f. brush. What is this called? 105. This is what it looks like. And it just like blends out so easily. So I really love it. And honestly, it sets pretty close to like a powder look. Like it's not really like dewy and creamy, which as much as I love like a dewy and creamy look, I don't really want that from my bronzer. My cat's just destroying my closet. It's no big deal. And then whenever I yell at him, my dog has to come yell at him too. Phoebe, it's okay. So, I mean, I'm very much a girl that still loves a contour. I don't know if that's like not cool anymore. I feel like people don't really contour the same they used to. And I don't contour the same I used to, but I definitely just like have to add shape to my face. I got like a big round head, so I have to. Otherwise, I'll just look like a square. For my nose, I just kind of do like this with whatever's left on my brush. I'm not a big nose contour girl. I know that's really popular right now. I actually had a friend say to me like, I need you to teach me how to like contour my nose. And I said, why? You don't like your nose? Like she has like the most like petite nose in the whole entire world. I'm like, why do you need to contour your nose? She's like, I don't know, I saw it on TikTok and like I feel like I have to do it. And I'm like, why would you contour your nose if you like your nose? You know? Why would you try to change your nose if you like it? So I just do like this. I like my nose. I know that's like a rare thing to say. I don't like everything, but I like my nose. So I just kind of do like that just to like bring some shape back to my face, because obviously when you put on like foundation and concealer, your face just becomes very one-dimensional. No, two-dimensional. So yeah, and then I'll just take my beauty blender or my sponge and just kind of like clean it up so my cheekbones stay up high. So for blush, I've been using the Urban Decay Face and Lip Tint. I love this product. This is in the shade Bang. I like more orangey tone blushes, so either orangey, bronzy, or that kind of like burnt orange look. That's my favorite. So this is pretty bright and it's pretty orange. So I just take it on a brush. I have no idea what this brush is. Luxie 512 small contouring. I think I got it in like a boxy charm or something. So I just take a little bit on here and I just start to go in with the blush, and it's super pigmented, so you just have to kind of be careful. But what I love about this product is it is a lot more like glossy and dewy. It's not matte in the slightest. So this will give you more of that glossy look, as you can see. I don't want that from my bronzer, but I'm cool with getting that from my blush. And then I do kind of like take it across my nose a little bit. Sometimes I'll like pat it up here, because if you naturally like get sun and turn pink, which I like that look. Not like, obviously I don't want like sunburn and like sun damage, but I like that look from my blush. Or if you just are blushing, you blush more than just on your cheeks. So I think it's kind of cute to like have it on your nose and like up here a little bit. And then for my highlight, I just go back in with the Charlotte Tilbury and I just go right back over everything. I do sometimes like do a powder highlight instead of the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm not going to today because I'm fine with this. So next, I'm gonna just quickly fill in my brows. This is not exciting and not something I normally share because I do have microblading, but it's been like a year and 8 months since I've had a touch-up. So getting it touched up at the end of April. So I do kind of have to fill them in for the time being, but I just kind of sketch over what's already there. I don't spend a ton of time on it. I'm just using the NYX micro pencil. What shade is this in? I have the shade Brunette. I do prefer the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but I just bought this time and it's totally fine. The color isn't like quite perfect for me, but when I brush it out, it's all good. The only thing I don't really love is like the spoolie on it gets like too caked up, so I use a separate spoolie. But yeah, nothing too serious. I don't need a lot because I'm already in good shape for my microblading, and then I use the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. If you are interested in a more in-depth brow tutorial, I did film one. It's pretty old. The information is still relevant. I just did it before I ever had microblading. And then I also have a video all about my microblading experience if you're curious about that. Okay, so for eyes, honestly, I've been doing almost nothing to my eyes lately. The only thing I will do if I'm gonna do something, which again is rarely ever, is I just take like a matte bone colored type shade to just put down everywhere. This is something I always do no matter what if I'm putting on eyeshadow. This is, I think, just Matte Blanc type. It's just like a random single shadow I had. If I'm using a palette that has a matte bone shade, I use that. I just like to have kind of that matte base of powder before I go in with shadow. And then I'll usually just grab a random like medium warm brown and put it in my crease. So this is usually it for me. Like I said, obviously I have lash extensions right now. So if I didn't have lash extensions, depending on my mood, either I just put on nothing or I put on false lashes. I think one time in the past like year and a half, I tried going out with just mascara and I hated every minute of it. So normally I haven't done that in a really long time. I'll probably make a video on kind of like my eyeliner process when I don't have lash extensions on. Because if I do put on false lashes, I do put on a little bit of eyeliner just because it is easier to put on false lashes. I also have a video on how to put on false lashes too, if you're curious in that. What I'm gonna do today, just because my lashes are kind of on their last leg right now, I need to fill really bad. I'm going tomorrow, so they're not looking super cute right now. So I am gonna just put on a little bit of like a dark brown shadow along my lash line and wing it out just so I feel like I have a little bit more. Sorry, pets are going crazy. Oh, by the way, that medium brown I put in my crease was Fawn by Anastasia. These eyeshadows are so old, it's kind of embarrassing. And like this one that I'm about to use is Mocha from Makeup Geek. Does Makeup Geek still exist? I don't know. But these are just single eyeshadows I've had for forever, and I just created this little palette of like my staples, and so this is just usually what I use. So I'm just gonna take a little angled brush and I'm just gonna line my lash line and wing it out just a little bit. I'm gonna start with just the dark brown, and then sometimes what I'll do is mix the dark brown in with just like a touch of black, just to give me a little bit more depth like in the outer corner and for my wing. So with these shadows, I do kind of make the wing like pretty big, but because it's just like a shadow, like a brown shadow, even if it's big, it still looks super, super soft. So, and I obviously have lash extensions. How many times can a girl say that? So it's like you don't really see it that much, I feel like, and it's still a bit soft. And I take like another little brush to kind of just like blend the edges so it stays looking pretty soft, at least like at the top of the wing, and making sure I still have like a good amount of intensity like along my lash line, just to give me that fullness that I'm lacking because I need a fill. So this is the only thing I'll actually use my powder highlight for, is highlighting the inner corner of my eye. Just hit my inner corners. I don't always like a ton on my brow, but like if I'm feeling fancy, I'll do a little bit of that. Nothing crazy. And then the last thing I do is lips. I feel like I have talked about this lip combo before, although I think I do it a little bit differently now than I probably would have shared on YouTube. So I take, of course I can't fully talk and do this at the same time, but I take KKW Nude number 2, just a like pretty thin line around my lips. And then I take KKW number 1 and I use this shade to just blend it out so I don't have like a harsh line. I feel like I still kind of get the color and the depth of number 2, but I just make it like a little bit more softer. Just blend it into my lips a little bit. I don't go all the way. And then what I used to always do is just take a nude gloss, but lately I have been using the Tatcha lip mask. It's like, it almost is just like a clear gloss, but it's hydrating. So I like it because I feel like I just don't like a lot on my lips. I'm just not somebody who likes lipstick and that sort of thing. So that's all I do for lips, and I think I can still kind of like correct my shape, give me a little bit more fullness and all that kind of stuff, and just have it look really natural and hydrated. So last step is my Ride or Die, the Morphe. And honestly, I don't always use it though, because when I use creams, I'm like, how much do I really need a setting spray for? Because the main reason I used setting sprays in the past was just to kind of like soften the look of my powder products, but now everything is cream, so but it still just gives me like a little bit more dewiness. I don't know, it's just what I'm used to. Anyways, that is everything. That is the end of this makeup tutorial. This is just what I've been doing lately. I have been definitely more into, I don't know, just like natural and glowy. I feel like I was kind of always into that, but I went through this phase a little bit of more full coverage and stuff like that, and I'm out of that phase. I feel like I still get the coverage I want by spot concealing and using my concealer, but it's just not everywhere. It's just, yeah, been what I've been into. So I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and that's all for me today. I'll see you guys in my next one.